Rest. Stop sharing everything. Not because you have something to hide, not because you're becoming secretive, but because not everything in your life is meant for public consumption. In a world where oversharing is normalized and privacy is treated like insecurity, choosing to protect parts of your life is an act of wisdom. You do not owe the world constant access to your plans, your emotions, your relationships, or your next move. Sometimes silence is not secrecy, it is strategy. We live in an era where people feel pressured to document every step. Every achievement must be posted. Every struggle must be explained. Every opinion must be expressed. But constant exposure weakens your power. When you share everything, you dilute focus. You invite unnecessary opinions. You expose fragile ideas before they are strong enough to survive criticism. Not every dream needs validation. Some dreams need protection. Energy is real. Attention is powerful. The more people you inform about your plans, the more external energy you invite into something that is still forming. Some will support you genuinely. Some will doubt you silently. Some will project their fears onto you. And if your vision is still developing, that external noise can disrupt your clarity. There is power in moving quietly. There is strength in building without announcement. Stop sharing everything about your goals before you achieve them. Speaking too early can trick your brain into feeling accomplished before you've done the work. The applause comes before the discipline. The recognition comes before the grind, and slowly your hunger decreases. Let your results speak louder than your intentions. Let people see the outcome, not the process. Stop sharing every detail of your personal life. Not everyone who listens cares about your well-being. Some listen to compete. Some listen to collect information. Protect your relationships. Protect your family. Protect your inner circle. The more sacred something is, the more carefully it should be handled. What is precious should not be constantly displayed. This does not mean isolating yourself. It means being selective. There is a difference between having trusted confidence and broadcasting your life to everyone. Share your struggles with those who can offer wisdom. Share your victories with those who celebrate genuinely. Share your vulnerability with those who respect it. But stop giving access to people who have not earned it. There is also emotional discipline in withholding immediate reactions. Not every thought needs to be posted. Not every frustration needs to be shared publicly. When you respond impulsively, you often regret later. Silence gives you time to process, time to evaluate, time to respond strategically instead of emotionally. Emotional maturity is not about suppressing feelings. It is about choosing the right outlet for them. Privacy builds power. When people do not know your next move, they cannot interfere with it. When they cannot predict your strategy, they cannot sabotage it. When they are unsure of your direction, you move freely. There is freedom in being underestimated. There is strength in surprising people with results instead of announcements. Stop sharing everything about your progress. Sometimes growth happens quietly. You don't need to announce every habit you're building, every mindset shift you're making, every internal battle you're fighting. Some growth is sacred. Some transformation is intimate. Allow yourself to evolve without constant external commentary. Oversharing can also create dependency on validation. You start measuring your worth by reactions, by likes, by comments, by approval. And when the response is less than expected, your confidence wavers. But when you build in private, your confidence comes from discipline, not applause. It becomes internal instead of external. Understand this clearly. Mystery is not manipulation. It is maturity. You do not need to explain yourself to everyone. You do not need to defend every decision publicly. You do not need to provide constant updates. Your life is not a public property. It is a personal journey. Stop sharing everything because not everyone deserves access to your vulnerability. Vulnerability is powerful, but it must be placed carefully. When shared with the wrong audience, it becomes ammunition. When shared with the right audience, it becomes connection. Learn the difference. There are seasons where silence is necessary. When you are building something big, you may need distance. You may need focus. You may need to disappear for a while. Not because you failed, not because you gave up, but because growth requires concentration. Opinions distract. Comparison distracts. Silence sharpens. Stop sharing everything about your pain. Not because your pain doesn't matter, but because constant public processing can keep wounds open. Healing sometimes requires privacy. It requires reflection without commentary. It requires space to rebuild without performance. This is about protecting your peace. When fewer people know the details of your life, fewer people can disturb it. When fewer people are involved in your decisions, fewer opinions influence your direction. Simplicity strengthens clarity. You will notice something powerful when you begin moving quietly. People will underestimate you. They will assume you are stagnant because they do not see constant updates. Let them assume underestimation is an advantage. While they are guessing, you are building. Stop sharing everything because your future deserves protection. Not every idea needs early exposure. Not every relationship needs public validation. Not every victory needs applause. Some things grow best in private. This does not mean becoming cold. It means becoming intentional. It means asking yourself before sharing, is this necessary? Is this helpful? Is this wise? Does this strengthen my direction or distract from it? Discipline is not only about actions. It is about words. It is about restraint. It is about understanding that power increases when access decreases. When everyone knows everything, there is no edge. When you hold your cards close, you move strategically. Protect your dreams while they are fragile. Protect your plans while they are forming. Protect your emotions while they are healing. And protect your peace at all costs. Stop sharing every stress. Move in silence. Build in focus. Grow in privacy. Then let your results make the noise. When I say stop sharing everything, I don't mean become distant, arrogant, or emotionally unavailable. I mean understand the value of privacy as a form of strength. Every time you share something, you give a piece of your energy away, your plans, your ideas, your struggles. They are all in a fragile stage when they are new. And fragile things need protection, not exposure. Think about a seed. When it's first planted, you don't dig it up every day to show people how it's growing. You leave it in the soil, you protect it from harsh conditions, you allow it to build roots in silence. Only after it becomes strong enough does it rise above the ground. Your goals work the same way. When you tell everyone your next move, you invite their opinions before you've even built confidence in it yourself. Some people will doubt you, some will laugh, some will project their fears onto your vision. Even if they don't say it directly, their reactions can subtly influence you. And if your belief isn't solid yet, that outside noise can weaken your internal drive. That's why silence is powerful. Silence allows you to build belief without interference. There's also a psychological side to this. When you announce your goals publicly, your brain sometimes releases a small sense of achievement just for talking about it. You feel recognized before you've actually done the work. That early validation can reduce your hunger. But when you keep your plans private, the only way to feel accomplished is to actually execute. You stay focused. You stay disciplined. You stay driven. Now let's talk about emotions. Not everyone deserves to know what you're going through. Some people listen to support you. Others listen out of curiosity. And some listen to compare or even use your vulnerability against you later. Being open is healthy, but being open with everyone is careless. Choose your audience wisely. Vulnerability should be shared with those who have proven they can handle it with respect. Another important point: when you constantly share everything, you create external pressure. People start expecting updates. They start asking questions. They start watching your moves. And that pressure can create stress you didn't need. But when you move quietly, you remove unnecessary expectations. You work at your own pace. You grow without performance. Stop sharing everything also means learning emotional discipline. Not every reaction needs to be posted. Not every frustration needs to be broadcast. When you respond immediately to everything, you give your emotions control. But when you pause, reflect, and sometimes choose silence, you keep control. That control is power. This is not about hiding your light. It's about protecting your process. It's about understanding that privacy creates strength. Mystery creates advantage. And silence creates focus. When you build in silence, your results become undeniable. People won't hear about your progress. They'll see it. So stop sharing everything, not because you're weak, not because you're scared, but because you're strategic. Because you understand that not every chapter of your life needs an audience. Some chapters are meant to be written quietly and revealed only when they're complete.